Hey guys, Waifu Master 9000 here. Today I'll be bringing you my list of the top waifus in the anime series Code Geass. This will be the first of many of my waifu ranking series. So without further ado, let's begin. Alright guys, in the top spot we have C2. I'm pretty sure she is number one on most of the Code Geass fan base ranking. To simply say she is best girl is an understatement. Out of all the females, besides Kallen, C2 experiences the most character development throughout the series, starting out as the cold witch who only cares about her own desires, using Lelouch to becoming the woman who genuinely cares for Lelouch at the end of the series. If you also go off based off of the movie, she falls in love with Lelouch. So also, all the scenes of her holding Pizza Kun, the little stuffed animal, are pretty adorable. So, and all those scenes of Pizza Butt throughout the series, I gotta give it to her. She deserves this top spot of the series, even though she's not my personal ship. I will get into that later on in the video, but in terms of the series, I believe she belongs in this top spot. Moving on to our number 2 spot, we have none other than the hot-blooded tsundere Kallen. Now, in terms of tsundere, she is pretty average compared to some of the best in anime like Rin from the Fate series and Taiga from Toradora, but I still think she's pretty darn great. Kallen was actually my ship with Lelouch, my first watch through. She is the perfect example of a strong female character done right. Looking at you, Rey from Star Wars, cough cough. Also, the fan service for Kallen throughout the series is some of the best. All those times that she's in the Gruen, and that scene in the beginning of season 2 where she's in the bunny costume. I mean, she's just too damn adorable not to be my favorite. The only reason she's number 2 is because of C2, but let's be honest, if C2 wasn't in this anime, Kallen would probably be best girl. So that's why I put her here in my number 2 spot. All right, keeping this list going on, we got number 3. And I'm pretty sure you guessed it. Maybe you didn't, but my number 3 is Cornelia. Code Geass has a ton of examples of strong female characters done right. Princess Cornelia being one of them. From the first time she was introduced, Cornelia was one of my favorites. She's one of those characters who got shit done and didn't play. She's also one of the only characters in the show to hand our boy Lelouch the L, so I gotta give her mad props for that. She also has one of the most attractive appearances in the series, in my opinion, and we might even get some of that Emoto action with her and Cecile. I don't know about you guys, but I would support that ship. Come on, author Oriemo, make that happen. Ninja maid? Hell yeah! There's nothing better than watching a hot girl in a maid outfit kicking ass. So my number 4 is definitely going to be Sayako. If it wasn't for my previous 3 entries, Sayako would probably be my best girl hands down. With that unquestionable loyalty, and she is someone I wish had more screen time, to be honest. Because every time she's on the screen, I'm filled with joy. When she screams out on guard, that time in season 2 when she's fighting Jeremiah. Like, I just honestly love and enjoy watching her on screen, and I wish she had more screen time. And I hope in future installments that they continue to keep her around. So, in our number 5 spot, we got the one and the only Cecile. I kind of have a thing for short, blue-haired anime girls. From her playful banter with Lloyd to her cooking, which is awful, to be honest. I would never want to eat any of her cooking. But she was one of the most interesting characters, in my opinion, like Sayako. However, also like Sayako, she suffers from the lack of screen time. We barely even see her. I think there's some episodes that she doesn't even appear in. So she doesn't really have the chance to develop as far as like being a character in the series. But if I had a harem, if I was Lelouch, she'd definitely be one of my favorites. I'm just going to be honest with that. And I mean, look at that body, bro. When she puts on that suit for the nightmare, I was done. All right, coming in at number 6, we got the one, the only Princess Massacre, Euphemia. I know this is probably going to piss off a lot of fans for her being so low down on the list, especially under characters like Sayako and Cecile, who barely have any screen time. But, I mean, I wasn't really a fan of Yuffie, to be honest. It's mostly probably because I didn't like Suzaku as a character either. So her falling in love with Suzaku and stuff was kind of like, ugh. I wasn't really a fan. And, the whole time, she's kind of selfish in her way of, the whole special zone was her way of stopping and bringing peace, even though it was just a hand-me-down to the Japanese. So, I mean, I was actually kind of happy when Lelouch killed her off. I know that's going to make a lot of people mad, but that's just my opinion. I mean, she has a great character design, and I love the pink hair. And, I mean, if she was real, I wouldn't say no. But she's definitely not my favorite out of the females. So I can't really rank her higher than this. Coming in at number 7, we got Shirley. If to be honest, if Lelouch was a normal boy, Shirley would probably be the best girl for him. She's pretty athletic, good looking, easygoing, and she has that kind heart going for her. Spoilers if you haven't seen the anime. Click off now if you haven't. But I'm assuming if you're watching this, you've seen Code Geass. But her death was actually a huge turning point for Lelouch's character development. And in the recap movies, they kind of, retconned her death and brought her back. So I feel like, to be honest, the death wasn't as impactful on me as a viewer. I felt like the season 1 counterpart of her losing her memories was more impactful, because when in season 2 when she died, it's like, okay, we kind of already lost Shirley. She's become a background character at this point. So I kind of expected this to happen. So, but other than that, Shirley is a pretty good character. She's definitely ranks above all the other characters that are going to come on this list, but she doesn't pass any of the other characters that I stated previously. So that's why she falls right here in the middle at number 7. Moving on to our number 8 spot, we got President Millie of the Student Council. I mean, there's not much I could say about her. You can kind of tell that she's a background character. She barely shows up at all in the anime. All I can really say for her is that she's attractive, but that's pretty much all she has going for her. She barely receives any character development throughout the series. There's that one episode in season 2 where she has that whole Cupid thing on her last day at the high school. We find out there that she's had a crush on Lelouch the whole time, but she's never acted on it. So it's kind of a waste. They might as well have not even added that into the story. It doesn't add anything. I wish we got to see more of her, but it's one of those characters that I don't really care if we got more of her or not, because she doesn't really add anything to the story. So, but she still ranks above some of these other characters on the list. So that's why I put her right here at 8. So I'm gonna be honest here. Coming in at my number 9, we got Princess Nunnally, Lelouch's sister. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really like Nunnally. And my opinion for that is mostly in season 2. In season 1, she was okay, but season 2, they kind of just shitted on her character. I mean, she's been living with Lelouch for the past 8 years since the whole accident with her mom and all that and getting shipped off to Japan. But despite her being in love with Lelouch and him taking care of her for all this time, she easily betrays him because of Schneisel. I mean, if I was in Nunnally's shoes and I had to choose between Schneisel and Lelouch, I'd side with Lelouch, even if Schneisel is saying, making sense. Because, I mean, that's my brother. Lelouch has been taking care of me this whole time. Why would I believe somebody else's word over him? At least without hearing his side of the story. I get Schneisel is also her brother. But, I mean, come on now. That's just kind of bullshit. How she would just betray him like that. And I like how in the new movie, if you haven't seen it, at the end, she actually apologizes to Lelouch for betraying him like that and tells him that it's not his burden to face alone because she's also guilty and that she didn't believe him or give him the benefit of the doubt. So I find that, actually, I really enjoy the new movie because it redeems a lot of characters that were ruined. So, especially most of the Black Knights. I can't stand the Black Knights. I'm just going to be honest. Coming in at our number 10 spot, we got Kaguya, the little girl with the black hair. I forgot what her last name is, but like Nunnally, Kaguya suffers from the same thing, in my opinion, for her turning on Lelouch too easily. The whole series, she brags about how she's Zero's mistress and that she loves Zero and that she'd do anything for Zero. But when the times got tough, she ended up turning on him way too easily for all that she had been speaking throughout the series. She didn't even hear this man out and hear his side of the story, and she just started calling him treacherous Emperor Lelouch and all that. So, and I mean, it doesn't help that she's a young girl compared to the other girls on this list. I'm not really a lolly guy, so that's another reason why I rank her so low on my list. If she had more character development and she didn't actually betray Lelouch, like turn on him that easily, I probably would have liked her a little bit more, but that whole thing just suffers, like her rank suffers because of that. So that's why she's down here at number 10. Coming in at number 11, we got Chiba. Chiba, if you don't know, she's the girl that was one of the 4 holy swords with Toto. I never really liked her because throughout the whole series, she's always not betraying, but going against what Lelouch does and says. She never actually gave him the benefit of the doubt, and like she always questioned everything he did, and it was kind of annoying at a time because the whole entire Black Knights, everybody depended so much on Zero or Lelouch, but when it came down to it, they're so easy to cast him aside, saying we don't need him. But if it wasn't for Lelouch, the Black Knights wouldn't even exist. They wouldn't. Man, they all would have died back in episode 1. So it just pisses me off how they treat him like that. Maybe it's because I'm a Lelouch fanboy, but even still. Pretty much all the rest of the characters on this list. There's only 3 more, but they're all pretty much shit in my opinion. So it's really just ranking who I liked more. So coming in at number 12, we got Anya. I mean, it's not that she's a shit character, but she doesn't really add anything to the story. She's just a blank slate. Like, she barely has any lines. The only reason she's really in the story is as a way to bring Marianne, Lelouch's mother, back, which I'll cover in the next, coming up soon. But other than that, she really adds nothing to the story. She's not an interesting character in any way besides her being a Knight of the Round, which in my opinion, the Knights of the Round are kind of pointless. Like, why did you even bring them into the story when they don't even do anything? Like, we see 3 of the Knights of the Round get one-shotted by Suzaku. So, I mean, come on now. They're supposed to be the strongest knights in the Empire, but they get killed real easily. So, I just feel it was weak in my opinion. Coming in at lucky number 13, Lady Marianne, also known as Lelouch's mother. As I mentioned earlier, the whole bringing Marianne thing was kind of stupid, bringing her back. The whole Lelouch's original drive for becoming Zero was 2 reasons. 1, to make a better world for Nunnally, and 2 was to find out who killed his mother. And we kind of find out who kills her later on in the series, and that kind of just fades out. So honestly, her character should have faded out too, but then they had an ass pull and brought her back saying she had Geass. She transferred her soul or whatever into Anya, and it was just all over the place. So I was actually kind of rooting for her to get killed in that whole final showdown with Lelouch and Charles. Like, she didn't bring anything to it other than she had known about everything the whole time, and it's foreshadowed throughout the series that she's been communicating with C2, and I don't know, I just don't really like her character. I mean, she has a cool design and all that, but her story is kind of, I didn't really care for it, so that's why she's so low down. Shaking my head. Poor Tablecun. I'm not even going to say this girl's name. She doesn't deserve a talking to. I believe everybody agrees with me that Nina is probably the worst female character in Code Geass. She's creepy. Uh, I can't say anything else other than that. I don't really care for Nina, and honestly, I wish she would have got caught up in that Flaya, since she, uh, yeah, that's why she's last on this list. And if I had to rank her on a tier list, she'd be in the shit tier. She wouldn't even deserve F tier. She gets shit tier. So yeah. So as I was going to edit this video, I realized that I forgot to add Valletta to the rankings. To be honest, I feel kind of weird about that, having to come back and add her in later on in the video, and because of that, I'll put her in a special spot. She'll be in my top 5. Valletta, like Cornelia and Kallen, she fits the strong female lead character done right, so that's bonus points for me. I'm happy that she got a happy ending in the end with my boy Ogi, even though I don't really like Ogi. Falls into me not liking most of the Black Knights, but I'm still happy they got their happy ending and that they had the kid. So, and I never disliked Valletta either, even when, you know, the whole losing her memories and stuff like that. That just made me like her more. So, yeah, I'm happy that she got her happy ending. So, if I had to rank her, she'd definitely be in the top 5. If this was a tier list, I'd probably put her either in S tier or A tier. So, yeah, sorry about that, Valletta fans. Alright, that wraps up this list, guys. I just want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to leave your list in the comments and comment on which animes you would like me to cover in the future. I enjoyed making this video, and like I said, I'm hoping to make this an ongoing series for all the animes out there that I've seen or that you guys have seen. So, I'm thinking for my next video, I might also add tiers for the characters other than just rank. So, just let me know. Until next time, this has been Waifu Master 9000. Thank you for watching.